Good morning, guys. Larry the tractor guy. Hey, it's a beautiful morning out here in southwest Oklahoma this morning. Man, it's like 24 degrees this morning. We're gonna be in the shop working today. Probably gonna talk about fuel flush a little bit. So we're about to do this fuel flush real quick, and we're gonna do this on an 8345R today. And we've already got the engine heated up to engine temperature, and then we're also going to do a crankcase or engine clean too, with a product by BG that you add to your engine oil, and really a good idea, I think, to do this during a fuel flush. Okay, and so we're getting ready for that. Also like to make mention that we put a piece of cardboard here in front of the radiator and covered about half of that radiator so that we could keep our engine up to operating temperature during the fuel flush. So I'm going to introduce a guy to you here by the name of Dan from BG today with us. He's going to do a little demonstration here and tell us a little bit about your product.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of chemistry demoing. See those two bearings right there? They're covered with a varnish, right? And it's what it is, it's deposits that build up over time. That's what happens in your engine. Motor oil cooks, it gets oxidized, and as it gets thicker, it leaves deposits. So those are an enemy of our engine. It's going to affect your ability to create good horsepower, to run smooth. If you've got a exhaust system, a tier 4, you know, DOC, DPF, SCR, what's clogging that is unburned fuel and oil. This is one of the ways you prevent that you cut it off way before it gets there. Because if you eliminate blow-by and you do this service, the fuel injector service, now you're going to have far less getting back there because you got a complete burn on your injectors and you're not getting oil past your cylinders. I'm going to clean, I'm going to pretend this is my oil change that we're getting ready to do over there, and I'm going to clean, put this in, the EPR is going to go in my oil. I'm going to fire up that tractor. That generates heat. It's far easier to clean with heat. It's like dishes. Cold water's hard to clean with. So we fire up that tractor. We let that stuff circulate in our engine oil. And one of the things you'll notice over time is how it's starting to change colors. Now, this is not a product that has alcohol in it. Alcohol will clean, but it knocks chunks off. This is an emulsifier, so it will dissolve. That's why I do it in this clean stuff only. And then when you drain your oil, everything comes out with it. You're not leaving chunks behind. You want that to be, you want the inside of your engine to be nice and clean so that it looks like that when we're done instead of like this.
Oh wow.
You can put clean oil in an old system and it will, to me, it's just like drinking dirty water. Clean stuff lasts better. Those are my world anyway. You won't see chunks in there. It's dissolved into that. That's why it's so dark. It's holding all that in suspension. When you pull the plug on that thing, it's going to go out with the old oil.
So the engine clean is called an EPR, Engine Performance Restoration. Okay, and it's basically a cleaning product that you would do how many oil change intervals?
You know, I would say the ideal is every time. You can go every other time, in my mind, and still reap the benefits of a good clean system.
So we're about to get ready to hook this flush gun up to this tractor and do a flush on these injectors using this Diesel Care injector cleaner by BG. Basically, we're going to run the tractor on the injector cleaner, okay, and run a quick clean cycle on this tractor at the same time that we're doing the EPR engine performance restoration. Putting a filter on the flush gun, and I was looking that up a while ago to kind of get an idea of how many microns we're actually filtering with that filter. And it looks like, from what I've studied on that filter, it is about anywhere from a 10 to a 30 micron on that back filter in that flush gun. While you're doing that, pouring your solution in, I'm gonna talk about tractor just a little bit. So one thing that I've seen, guys, over the years when we do these injector flush intervals on these tractors, we usually try to do these yearly, okay, on these high pressure common rail fuel systems. And as you can see that I haven't changed the fuel filters. Now these fuel filters have about 500 hours on them. One of the reasons that I don't like to change the fuel filters prior to doing an injector flush, okay, is because when we do that, then we're running any of the contaminants that we descale from that fuel system end up back in our filtration system, okay? And so what I like to do is just go ahead and leave the old filters on, run a flush, get all of the flush out of the fuel system by letting the tractor run for a little while and flushing that out of that system, and then change the filters. It seems like we have a lot less early fuel filter plugging problems, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do that today. So we got our flush gun with our flush in and our filter in, okay? We're gonna connect our red hose to the inlet side of the filter housing, okay? And then we'll connect our black hose to the return side, okay? And then we're gonna connect our red hose, okay, to the bottom of the fuel canister. And then we'll connect our return to the top. Before we run this flush, we're gonna go ahead and pour in our engine restoration too. We're gonna put 3 quarts of that into our crankcase, okay? And we're gonna run that during our fuel flush, and then we'll drain the engine oil and do an engine oil change too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn the key on real quick, and what we're doing when we turn this key on is getting all the air out of the fuel system prior to starting the tractor. Okay, so Kyle's gonna turn the key on, okay, and our low pressure pump here, you can hear it running there, okay? It's gonna pull some flush out and get a little fuel mixed in there and let it stabilize here, okay? And then when we start the tractor, we're gonna run the tractor until we run this flush completely out of this can, okay? And during that time, every 5 minutes, for the first 15 minutes, we will do a complete throttle snap every 5 minutes, okay? And what that throttle snap does is it ramps up that high pressure fuel system and sort of like blows any contaminants that are collected to those injectors or that fuel rail on through the fuel system. We're about to do our first 5-minute interval of a throttle snap, just a quick throttle snap of the engine RPMs. Okay, go ahead. We're back to 1100 RPMs. Okay, we're gonna do that 2 more times during this fuel flush interval, and that helps get those deposits passed through that fuel system and into this fuel container. Okay, so we're still running the engine on flush. Looks like we're about 3/4 of the way through the flush cycle. Okay. So we just completed our injector clean using the BG injector flush. And we're gonna go ahead and remove this and hook our fuel lines back up and start the tractor. And we will run the tractor for probably 10-15 minutes and try to run a lot of this flush out of our high pressure common rail system and out of our fuel pump and out of our injector lines. And then when we get all of that done, then we'll go ahead and change our fuel filter. We removed our filter from our flush can, and if you can kind of see that dark ring right around the center of that filter, okay, that's where we've collected some of the contaminants out of that fuel system and done a pretty good job of cleaning that fuel system. I think this BG injector flush is a really good product for that. Also, what I'd like to make mention of is that we have done a fuel flush on this particular tractor. I think the last 3 years on this 8345R, we have performed a fuel flush. So it's probably not going to be as bad as some, okay? But we are finding a lot of premature injector failures and a lot of fuel problems that are contributed to algae that is getting into our fuel, especially into our storage. So if we're getting that in our storage and then putting that back into our tractor, we're just creating a problem on the tractor. So keep in mind that there are some products out there that you can treat your storage with at home, as well as doing injector cleans and fuel system cleans on your tractor. Also, we performed the EPR engine performance restoration through BG, and I'd like to show you this little demonstration that we looked at earlier. You can see the internal oxidation that is gone off of that ball bearing there. And so same way on the internal components of your engine and your tractor, okay, that could eliminate a lot of that oxidation that gets collected in these engines, okay? Maybe from not changing the oil regularly, or maybe from just not using a very good high quality oil. So maybe if you were buying a used tractor and you don't know, or you got a high-hour tractor, this would probably be a pretty good alternative to clean that engine up after you purchase that tractor. Hey guys, check out Larry the Tractor Guy videos here, other videos here, subscribe here, and buy all your John Deere parts here.
We'll make it work. I think
We're gonna have to make it.
we'll make it work. Come on, let's go.
We need to make
You need some food.
Y'all already burning me out.
some bloopers.
He's sitting in the sun over here, man.